Several UNP parliamentarians who had posed questions to ministers anticipating verbal responses in Parliament today were not present in the chamber when these responses were given.
Rashtanka Tulagalu Akila Viraj Karyavasa Mata Obutuma inna Mantrituma naha Garu Buddhika Patirana Mata Vipaksa Nayakatuma Buddhika Patirana Mantrituma naha Rashtanka Haya Garu Sujiva Senasingha Mata naha City Mantrituma නැත එනිසා ඔබතුමා මේක කාරණේ අරගෙන ඒ අයට අවවාද කරන්න පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට එන්නේ කියලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇහුවා. දෙන්න. ප්‍රශ්නාංක 7 රංජන් රාමනායක මහතා ඩිලාන් පෙරේරා ඇමතුමා සිටි රංජන් රාමනායක මහත්මයා නැත. ගරු තිස්ස අත්තනායක මහතා ප්‍රශ්නාංක 10
වැදගත් කාර්යයකට සභාගත කරනවා කර නියෝජකයන්
ප්‍රශ්නාංක 11 ගරු රෝෂි සේනානායක මහත්මිය
Commonwealth Secretary General Kamlesh Sharma, speaking to the BBC, said the Commonwealth's strength is engagement and the Commonwealth Summit would further efforts to improve human rights in the country.
As far as the Commonwealth is concerned, our strength is engagement in the field of democracy, rule of law, human rights and strengthening of public institutions. We don't look away from the hard and difficult questions. For instance, reconciliation is something in which we did an event in which we invited all the experience of the Commonwealth to participate. We did an event in the Northern Province on reconciliation, and together with the Human Rights Commission, we have developed a human rights plan.
The plan is all very well and good. You say engagement is the Commonwealth's way, but what have you got to show for it? You know, we've got a Chief Justice who's been sacked. You know that was, you've been told yourself that was illegal. You've got journalists and people critical of the government, they're disappearing, the so-called white van disappearance. What have you actually got to show for all this engagement you talk about?
As far as the Chief Justice incident is concerned, I made statements to the effect that this was not in keeping with the norms.
And nothing happened.
And we prepared a compendium, we prepared an analysis, we prepared recommendations, which are now with the consultative committee of the Parliament.
The United Nations, for example, has said, look, there's one way to sort all this out. Why not have an internationally credible inquiry into these allegations?
We are engaged with Sri Lanka in advancing all the causes they have on the human rights issues.
But what about that UN call? What do you think of that?
We don't have a position on something which is not practical.
And that's a wrap of your primetime news bulletin for tonight. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Nicola De Souza. Thank you for joining us. And we'll leave you tonight with a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. Good night.
First at 9.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback